What is up, everybody? I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
We're with Hill City Paranormal. And tonight we have awesome special guests from one of my favorite places. And I believe it's one of your favorite places too, all the way from Music City, AKA, for those that don't know in the paranormal world, Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. Totally have had a blast there. You got kicked out of a bar there. Good memories. Good memories.
There, yeah.
I feel like if you have not gotten...
It wasn't while I was on stage, though. It wasn't while I was playing.
I feel like if you have not gotten kicked out of a bar in Nashville, you are just not living your life, okay? But...
you never got kicked out.
I haven't, because I normally am the sane one in our group.
I don't know what got into me that night. I've been playing music all day, and I just wanted to have fun.
We had one too many. We did.
I don't drink.
Now, I do like the Uber drivers in Nashville.
Pounding. But...
prior to actually running across Elite Vixen Paranormal is their name, prior to running across their page and asking them to join us, I only knew Nashville as just that, Music City. I didn't even know there was a whole paranormal side. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome, and if I say this wrong, correct me when I add you to the stage, Chanel and Sam. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you did. You got it right.
Awesome. So I don't know if you guys could hear the beginning of that, but I was telling him, I was like, we know Nashville for the music side of things. Sean is a lead singer of a band and a Nashville recording artist. So to know that there's a paranormal side to Nashville is totally cool to me. And I can't wait to hear all about it. So tell me a little bit about your guys' group.
You want to go, Sam?
Yeah, sure. So we put the team together back in 2018, and we kind of made it on the precedence of, because we were on a male-female team, and we weren't being valued opinion-wise as women, so I kind of just took all the girls and left.
I love it.
And we were born.
But I love it.
Hey, I'm all for girl power, man. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, nothing against guys at all, but just we wanted to be more heard, and the only way to do that was to take it upon ourselves.
Yeah. And you know what? That is so true what you said. There's a lot of aspects of life where I don't think that women's opinions are heard as much. We're fortunate enough, the gentlemen that are on our team, because we have a co-ed team, the gentlemen that are on our team, and I think even, vice versa, we take everybody's opinion into an account, because you may see something that I don't see, and I may see something that you don't see. And if that's the case, let's go figure it out together. And it took me many, many years. I used to be, a lot of people that are meeting me now are never going to believe what's about to come out of my mouth. But I used to be a quiet, shy person. And I know that sounds really weird because, if you meet me now, I talk way too much. I'm very loud. I'm obnoxious. I will give my opinion quick. But that came from years of not being heard and then finally meeting people that listened.
Yeah.
Well, I see where this is going. Let me get out of here.
Uh-oh.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't let us scare you.
I'm just playing.
Welcome, Ed Odell.
D
Downs. Stevie.
Hey, Stevie.
Hey, Stevie.
There we go. So tell me a little bit. So you guys are all female paranormal. If you are accepting new members, they've got to be female. And that's quiet and see, all right, D Down's gonna call me out here. I knew the people that knew me now wouldn't believe me. That's Mama D, for those that are just now meeting her. She joins our podcast. That's this crazy guy's mama.
Aw.
So, but tell me a little bit about the paranormal side of Nashville, because I'm really intrigued.
Okay, so I didn't even know Nashville had a paranormal side, and I didn't really even realize the community was as big as it is, and not just Nashville, but all over the world. And when we started doing it, I was just amazed at how many teams locally came out of the woodwork and how many different locations there were in this area. And kind of crazy, really. Like, you don't expect it to be here, and here it is.
So do you guys generally like investigate Nashville, or do you go outside of Nashville?
We go outside of Nashville quite a bit. We've done several places in Tennessee, like Lynchburg and uh, Thomas House, which is in Red Boiling Springs, Tennessee, and like different things like that. And like, we've done Kentucky, we've done Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, fixing to go to Ohio. So it's like we kind of stay regionally.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure there's like many more places in Nashville we haven't even touched on yet.
So currently, how many teams are in Nashville? Do you know off the top of your head? Or is it like a ridiculous amount?
It's like a ridiculous amount, I feel like. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Ed will be at the Bell Witch Cave July 13th, actually.
There you go, Howie. Bell Witch.
You know, I heard about the Bell Witch out of Tennessee. That's Tennessee. They made a whole
Is that
movie.
Tennessee?
I think so. Yeah, they made a movie
It's in
about
Adams.
it. No, they made a really good movie about it, actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did see that movie,
Yeah.
the Bell Witch. Yes.
No, not the Bell Witch Project. It's
No, that's the other witch that's running around in the woods.
Bell Witch is that movie. It was like back in the 1700s. Is when
An American Haunting.
that's the name
That's
of it.
the movie.
I was trying to. I figured if I talk enough, it'll come to me. But yeah, American.
I got you.
That's one of my favorite movies, actually.
Mhm.
I like it.
I feel like I've seen that movie, but I cannot remember anything about it.
The one that was the one where the girl got picked up by her and the ghost slapped her and
Oh my
drug her
God.
across the room.
I feel like that's like every horror movie
Yeah,
now.
that's true. I'm trying to remember. We'll watch it. We'll watch it.
K2
Yeah.
will be at Brushy Mountain.
That's another great Tennessee location. I haven't
Okay.
been there yet, but I've heard really good things.
So I just read an article the other day that those like cabins you can rent in Gatlinburg?
Mhm.
Somebody has
Mhm.
come forward and said that one of their cabins is like ridiculously haunted.
I actually found a TikTok on that, and I've been trying to find that cabin ever since.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
you sent me that TikTok.
TikTok is going to get you in the paranormal. Oh my God. It gets me all the time. I'm like scrolling TikTok and I'm like, we got to go to this location right
Yeah.
here. I don't exactly know where it's at, but they said it's haunted. I
No, I know exactly what you're looking about or what you're talking about, though, because I saw it the other day.
Yeah, it was just the other day, and I was like, a Gatlinburg, we got to figure out. Remember, I told you, I said, we got to figure out which cabin this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg's like Nashville. You do a couple of moonshine tastings, and your whole day is
Done.
yeah, yeah.
As long as I don't like fall asleep in the hot tubs, like at those cabins, I'll be all right.
I fell up the stairs multiple times. It was great.
I fell up the stairs. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm talented.
That's talent. Falling up the
Thank
stairs. I thought I was the only one.
Nope.
Lord, moonshine. We went to
We need to have a paranormal pub crawl or something.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. I would be down with that. They do that in Savannah.
Yeah.
They
Do
have
they?
like, they have like a walking, drinking, a ghost tour.
Mhm.
And we hopped on one of the trolley tours, like paranormal tours or whatever. And people from the haunted crawl had gotten on the trolley. Oh, they made it 10 times more interesting for sure. For
I think
sure.
it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I should definitely do that. Adult vacay.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. Are y'all gonna allow me to go?
It's all right. We can collab. It'll be great.
Yeah, we'll let you. He said,
If you're good, only if you're good.
I won't get kicked out of any bars, and I won't get y'all to get kicked out. You got to think I was an artist playing in Nashville during CMA Fest. So,
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
so think about it. Like she booked me. She was my manager. And she booked me to play like I think 5 or 6 shows at CMA Fest. I had to relax and get away, so I didn't know how to act without a guitar in my hands and a microphone. I didn't know how to act. So that's how I ended up getting kicked out of the bar. That's a story for another day.
no, do tell.
Yeah, I think it's a story for
We're all
today.
waiting.
So what got y'all started?
That was a good night. I think the Uber driver was sick of us.
He was sick of you.
He was sick of you.
There you go, making me have to be the bad guy already.
I was the sober one. Okay. I wasn't all the way sober, but I was more sober than he was.
So
Nashville is so fun though. Like for those that are listening and haven't been, it is definitely a bucket list. Like all like BS aside, if you're not even in the paranormal, like go to Nashville. You have got to experience Nashville at least one time. Hey Rhonda, how are you?
Hello.
FPRI.
Yes,
ASPS,
Fredericksburg Paranormal. Whoop whoop. And we've got ASPS. Yep. Awesome. And then Mama D said she wants to go on the haunted crawl in Savannah.
Oh God.
Can you see your mom drunk like on a haunted tour? Lord.
I'll be the only sober one.
So what got you guys into the paranormal? Like, have you just been interested your whole life or?
Go ahead, Chanel, because yours precedes mine.
So I grew up in a haunted house. My entire life, I always experienced things, and I never really understood why until I was like 17. And like the ghost hunting shows were like in their infancy, and I started watching them just out of curiosity. And I started like realizing some of the things that were like they were talking about on the show, like there's some ways that like you can kind of tell if there's paranormal activity in like your home or whatever. I started to like put two and two together, and so I'd asked my dad, I was like, is our house haunted? And he was just basically like, yeah, just don't engage with them and they're going to leave you alone. And you got nothing to worry about. It's just family members. So that's like, once like I realized that, I've really truly been hooked ever since.
So did you try to like investigate your home like at all, like based on what you saw on the TV shows?
Well, hold on. I'm shaking my head no, but I'm actually lying. So we would do like little seances and stuff in my house because we didn't know what we were doing. But luckily enough, I mean, at my house, like my dad still owns the house. We're only the second family to own it in York, Pennsylvania. And, so like nothing, it's all family members there, so there's nothing there that would hurt us. So we did do things like that, but not with like equipment and stuff like that.
So you said your dad still owns the house. Have you wanted to go back now that you've got a team and like go in there and try to figure out, or are you just okay with knowing your family's in there and that's it?
I'm not trying to piss off my grandma. She's been known to throw things at people that she doesn't like or when she gets mad. So, I mean, she's been gone since I was 13. So for like 27 years now, actually, she's been gone. And I'm really not trying to upset her. So I mean, I'll go in and I say hi to her. I have to make sure that I say hi to her and acknowledge her presence, because otherwise she will make herself known if you don't. But we're gonna let grandma do what she do.
Right. You gotta respect grandma.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Always.
Yeah, grandma is the glue.
Mm-hmm.
Grandmas are the glue. I like the fact that you acknowledge her when you walk in, though. That's pretty awesome. I think that's important. 1A, she's just letting you know, hey, I'm still here. I'm watching.
Yeah, for sure.
So what about you, Sam? I see you're the coach. Yeah, you know what? Before, I just got to say this. I'm really slow. I just realized that Elite Vixen Paranormal, like I was going, what is EVP? Duh.
I'm a sucker for a good acronym. So
that's awesome. Was that intentional?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, that's cool. All right. So what about you? How did you get into the paranormal?
Mine kind of started when I was 16. My mom passed away when I was 9. And when I was 16, she came to visit me. And I kind of got the closure, that I didn't get as a little girl. And ever since then, I've had a fascination with it.
So how many team members do you guys have total?
10.
10.
We roll in deep.
So we've had this discussion. Yeah, I was going to say that is rolling deep. So does that pose like an issue at certain locations, or does some team members not go? Or we had this discussion on previous podcasts because I noticed that a lot of locations will cap out like up to 6 people or whatever. And then you've got to like pay additional money or whatever.
Right, which when we do that, when we get all 10, that's not an issue. Usually we can just pay the difference. But a lot of times, like all of us are either working, we're going to school, we have family, prior life commitments. It's rare to find a time where all 10 of us have the available schedule to go. So it kind of just works itself out. And usually, it usually works out really well because say we can have 6 people, well, only 6 people have availability, and that's fine. So we haven't run into any issues having 10 of us. Actually, it's been more, I would say, a bit more less stressful, really.
Yeah. I don't know how I would feel about that 10. I feel like, yeah, I was going to say we're almost there.
Yeah,
we're at 7 right now, our team.
Hey, 7's a solid number.
Yeah.
Very rarely do
but I bet,
go.
Yeah, I was going to say, but all of our team, like you, all of our team doesn't always go. They have prior life commitments and things like that. But I bet when you 10 get together, it's a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like it. So what's your favorite location that you've investigated?
My favorite, I'm a sucker for jails. I love a good jail. We're going to be at a good jail Saturday night. So I love the Scott County Jail. And I love the Moore County Jail down in Lynchburg, Tennessee. This weekend, we're actually going to be at the Old Stone Jail in Franklin, Kentucky. That's also one of my favorites as well. I love a good jail. I love the energy there. I love the interactions that we get. I love a good jail.
Yeah, I love a good jail too. They usually have me out there playing CO, which is real fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you guys like role play during paranormal investigations?
We've done a little bit, and that only is because I used to be one. So.
Stevie said, I'm excited about that one. Memphis Ghost Hunters. Hey, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Ryan Jones, caretaker, cabin on the 360. If you guys ever come this way, Ryan Jones, your man, the cabin on the 360.
Okay.
Right there. Yeah. Definite, must investigate. I could give you a whole list of things in Virginia.
Definite bucket list investigation.
For sure.
Go when you get off here, look up the story behind the cabin on the 360. You're going to say, yeah, I want to go there.
I think I've seen it and I've been watching it. I think I follow it actually.
Michael Brooks, FPRI. I love it. Anna. Hey, Anna. Anna's one of our team members.
Hello.
And then I think I mentioned Memphis Ghost Hunters. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got everybody. I'm caught up. Okay, so jails. Chanel likes jails. What?
I like hospitals.
Ooh.
I feel like there's a lot of residual energy in hospitals.
Makes sense.
Those 2 good locations.
The hospital makes sense to me. I have not done a hospital yet or a jail.
Go do Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. It's a really good one.
Like a third person to tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hear that a lot.
See, when we started doing it, so we're in Virginia, and so it's so taboo here to even talk about paranormal, even now. So it's like when we started doing it, we were doing like house calls, finding places that were rumored to be haunted. It wasn't until we actually went public with what we do and got into like this whole community, like there's actual places you can go and pay to get into, which I'm not too crazy about that, but that's how you got to roll in the paranormal community. And I was like, man, I didn't even know you could go to these places and do that. When we first started, we had to find places, break into a few places.
We were young. We do not promote, I say this on every podcast. We do not promote trespassing.
Yeah, we don't.
I just saw
get permission.
Yeah, I just saw a whole post earlier from Sweet Springs where somebody had posted Sweet Springs in that group, Abandoned in Virginia or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like there were pictures from the inside because they were saying there was like a door open. And so the caretaker of Sweet Springs was just like, we are not an abandoned location. And it was just like a big mess. So no, we do not promote trespassing. But when we were younger, yes, that was.
We didn't go anywhere that didn't have a
I think we all did something like that when we were younger, though. Let's be real. If you're in it today, you did some sketchy stuff.
Urban exploring.
Yeah, that's the term nowadays, Chanel. Urban exploration.
Yeah.
At the start, we couldn't go into these places. So when I hear about all these locations you can get into, now We got to get caught up. I feel like we're behind everybody.
Yeah, because like back in the day, I was a broke single mom cashier. I could, so I got in where I could get
We
in.
still broke, baby. Why do you think we got 10 people? Come on.
Yes, Lord. And these prices on these places are just going like berserk. There's a lot of places that I think are just way overpriced.
Yeah.
There's definitely places that are in it for the money versus actually for like the historical value. We'll put it like that.
Yeah.
Right. No, you're probably not going to say we have a No Bars Held podcast. You're probably not going to say anything that we haven't already said, but these asylums are insane. $1,700 for like 6 hours. I heard from a person that we interviewed. I was like, I'll be damned. No, ma'am.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
And like, I think right around,
I think it's 5 hours.
Yeah, I remember them saying something.
It's something ridiculous.
I was just like,
if I'm gonna pay that for 6 hours in an asylum, I belong in an asylum.
Yeah.
Real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check me in. I don't know. I just think that, like you said, a lot of these people are in it for the money. You'll go back a year later and no restoration has been done. Everything looks like crap. And you're just like, where did all my money go? So, now the locations I do like is the ones that do preserve the historical value of the property. We frequent York County, which is Gettysburg, quite a bit up north. And it's like everywhere that we've investigated up there, I see the changes year after year after year. They've added new vinyl siding. They've done this or they've done that. D Downs, what did she say? We're the most welcome trespassers ever. The law has showed up more than once. Yes, Mom wants to talk about this.
Me with the law and getting kicked out of stuff. Listen,
I don't know. I feel like every time we've done Octagon Hall, we've had some cops roll up on us, except for this last time.
Like every time.
Every time.
We had
what are you doing? It's like, sir, we paid to be here. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. You just get like notified, like, hey, we're gonna have investigators here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So what Mom's talking about though is we went to Petersburg, Virginia, and there's like an old hospital that's there that was a mental.
Was it a hospital or a school?
It was a mental asylum, what it was, and turned like they did a lot of schooling there for like young men. And we were driving around and just looking like at the property. Well, the security guard was kind of following us around and we were just like, okay, whatever. Right. And then I kept trying to stop him to ask him like, hey, is there anything that's off limits? And he would like elude us. Like he was there and he would just like whip around a corner and be gone. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So this was like a weekend day around like 5 o'clock. And then I didn't see him. I drove all around and didn't see him. And we came across this building and the door was wide open. And I was like, let's go in there.
Mind
and then
there were no
inside. I was like, let's go in there. And so, I probably could have been more discreet about it and like parked around the corner, but no, I pulled right on up to the front door because, I don't care. Right. So we walk inside and it was like a building that was for what was declared to be insane young Black men under the age of 18. And we found like nurses' notes and like all this stuff. We didn't take anything, or whatever. And we had no equipment with us at all. We were just like checking out the location. And I had gone up the stairs to like the 3rd floor and he was still on the 1st floor and he was in a room and he heard me behind him. And so he turned around to talk to me and I wasn't there. And when he yelled my name, I like yelled down from 2 floors and I'm like, hey, I'm up here. So when we came out, the funny story is we came out and there was like 3 cop cars, the security guard, and I didn't know if I my hands up, like I didn't know what to do, right? So the security guard's like, you're trespassing, and I'm like, the door was open, bro, like I don't about it's not even trespassing. So these cops, and you guys will get a kick out of this guy had this like the biggest mustache I've ever seen in my life. Like this thing was like one of those, like he twisted it all the way down, like it was like this crazy. And he was tatted up. Like, I'm talking tatted up everywhere.
Oh, he was a hipster cop.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened, but the security and I are getting into it because he's like, I need to see your ID. And I said, look, I'm leaving. You don't need my ID. I'm not giving it to you. If the cop wants it, I'll give it to him, but I'm not giving it to you. All of a sudden I turn around and he's taking selfies with the two police officers because they recognized him because they had his music downloaded on their phone.
Nice.
And I'm like, Lord have mercy. So needless to say, we lucked out on that one. We didn't get in trouble. But
I'll take a picture to stay out of jail.
Right. Legit. Same.
We'll take some pictures.
But they were there and talking to us forever. And, the security guard was kind of upset about that. So again, we found out that even if a door is open, the second you cross the threshold, you're trespassing.
That's breaking.
Breaking and entering.
They were like, that's breaking and entering. I said, I didn't break nothing. We walked right in. No, you broke the threshold.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
So we learned something new. I told him, I said, we're not some teenagers that are coming in here to like deface your property. But unfortunately, that's why a lot of these places are the way that they are, because young people go in, they litter, they tag up the walls, whatever. And I've even heard of other paranormal teams that have gone in behind certain teams and they've completely trashed the place. And in order to preserve the locations for us to be able to continue to investigate and research the way that we need teams to understand that it's super important. If the hospitality is great, or even if it's, mediocre, like, we need to be better than that. Look after ourselves.
Some places even have to where like you have to have insurance to investigate there.
Yeah. Trans-Allegheny is one of them.
Yep.
That's one.
I believe you can purchase their insurance or you can have your own, if I'm correct.
Yep. You are correct. You can purchase your own, or theirs is like $250.
Yep.
You can purchase your own for an entire year for $250.
That's what I'm saying.
$2 million of liability insurance. That's me how I know.
Yep. Bingo. That's what I was thinking. That's the main reason why we haven't been to Trans-Allegheny yet, because I'm like, I am not, first of all, I don't even know where to look to get this insurance. And so we said, well, we'll just call our insurance lady when we decide we're going and just talk to her and be like, hey, they're requiring us to have it. What do I need? So Tom McNicholas said Mansfield is $25 for the day for full access and the Paracon. Well, that's cool. $25 for a full day is not bad.
At all.
And a Paracon?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I got to get to my favorite question.
Yes.
I've been itching to ask it. Favorite equipment that you use?
Voice recorder.
I'll let you go first.
Voice recorder. You can do a full-blown investigation with a voice recorder and maybe a little trigger object. Stamina. We were just talking about that the other night, actually.
Personally, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Personally, for me, it's gonna be me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just using your body and what you feel and paying attention to it.
I've heard that a lot.
So what do y'all use? What type of equipment do y'all?
What don't we use? That's a
Yeah, we have lots.
Yeah. I think the only thing we really don't use is like an SLS because we don't have an SLS.
We don't have an
Is that
Oculus.
because you don't want to use it, or is it just because you just haven't gotten one yet?
A bit of both. It depends on who you ask, I think.
See, we get a lot of. I personally will use the SLS in locations, and a lot of teams and a lot of investigators always shun me down for it. But
I don't personally like it because it picks up on a lot of symmetry, and there's symmetry in almost everything.
And it does.
Yeah.
It will.
Now, I have seen videos that make me question that, though. That were just too good to be like, oh, that's just, some symmetry on the wall or whatever.
In my opinion, it's how you use the SLS and during an investigation. Because technically, the same argument can go with any piece of equipment that we have. In my opinion,
Absolutely.
The REM pod. If somebody gets a text message, the REM pod will go off. If a radio goes off around you, like if you're next to a highway and the CB goes off, it could trigger that REM pod. So I look at the REM pod, and every piece of equipment we use can be explained. However, during one investigation, I was using an SLS where we had cat balls flying off of a banister, and I was like, "This is weird." I don't really see too much stuff like that. And so I pulled out my SLS just because everybody was watching, and this was happening over and over. I'm like, why does it keep flying off? We tried everything we could figure out what it was. So I put an SLS on it, and it picked up a small stick figure, like a short, looked like a kid, I guess. And when the cat ball would fly off, the stick figure would reach up, and that's when the cat ball would fly off. Now, I can't explain that, and there was nothing there for it to map out. It was an open wall. An open wall behind it. So I was like,
Like I said, I've seen videos, not like just like that, but ones like that to where it made me go, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a little bit more to it than what I think. But
you definitely got to be careful where you use it. But I myself, if I'm in a room, there's no designs around or on the wall or nothing for it to map out, I actually kind of like the SLS. At times.
I don't like GhostTube. I don't promote GhostTube though.
Yeah, GhostTube. Yeah.
Because I followed somebody on YouTube recently, and they are dead adamant with GhostTube app on your phone. And I was like, let me download this shit and see what it is, right? So I'm looking. That thing maps everything, everything. If I was to rip out a piece of hair and hold it up in front of my phone, it's gonna map something. It mapped, and I was just I immediately uninstalled it because I was just there's no way. But I mean, I kind of knew these videos I was looking at were kind of BS because it would be on a tombstone in a graveyard, and he would be there's a spirit communicating with me from this tombstone. I'm like, no, bro, it's mapping the tombstone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm kind of with you, Sam, as far as I've seen the SLS in action and have some, all right, I can't explain that moments.
It's so many people will look at investigators, will look at things on the SLS that they pick up off of cemetery-based items and be like, oh my God, look at this. It's so great. And it's not just the SLS camera. It happens with the K2 and stuff. And, you'll see all these baby investigators on TikTok or what have you, and they'll be holding the K2 in their hand. They're like, oh my God, we're having so many hits. I'm like, yeah, try stepping about 5 feet away from your K2.
Right.
Come on.
But it gets good views because people like to watch that stuff.
See, and we've had that conversation, the difference between views as well. I can honestly say somebody brought up recently that our page didn't have that many views or something, or followers or something. And I said to him, I said, all of my followers are organic.
Yeah.
Every last one of these is a genuine follower. I didn't go pay to get these followers. I'm sure if I sat on Facebook 24 hours, I could probably push this a little bit better and get more followers. But I work, I have a life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's what I did for the first 2 months we were a team. I just sat on Facebook for 24 hours and pushed it. I've since leaned back.
But I do want to touch on what Stevie said. Any man-made apps aren't reliable. Because we're HCP Paranormal Podcast, we take all opinions, and I'm actually going to disagree with that statement and agree with it at the same time. And let me explain.
And we're going to get y'all's opinion.
Yeah, Anna, I was just about to say.
I was going to go there next. Stevie, you beat me to it, brother.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, jump on it. Because you were ready.
I wasn't ready. I was just talking a lot.
So
I was going to piggyback off you.
So the reason that I agree and disagree with it is this. Okay. When I am a cell phone app person, I do have an app. I use Spirit Talker. I've talked about this multiple times on previous podcasts. And I also have Spiritus downloaded on my phone. Those are two. I don't have Necrophonics. Everybody keeps telling me to get it, but the voice on it drives me insane. So I can't. I don't like it. Right. So I don't rely solely on these apps though. So I utilize Spirit Talker more so like a guide, because how many times have you been in an investigation and you kind of like draw a blank? Okay, what can I ask to try to trigger the spirit to communicate with me? Like, I don't want to ask, like, are you dead? Because what if they don't know? Like, that's, first of all, no, that's not a question we ask. Right. I'm not, going to go there with your general interrogation. So if I have Spirit Talker running in the background, and let's say I have a REM pod in the middle of the room, okay, and Spirit Talker comes across, I don't know, purple. Let's just say it says the word purple. That may trigger me or guide me to say,
I think they froze.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Okay.
It's our show now.
All right.
We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, y'all. Please hang out while our lovely hosts figure out what.
I wish I had some elevator music to play.
I know. Well, wait, I have my phone here. We could play like something.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot. There we go. This was a mistake, by the way.
What?
Them
Leaving us two alone
leaving
unsupervised?
us two alone unsupervised. We need a more adult. Because we are not it. Oh, and here we go.
And then there were us.
And then
hi, guys.
Hi, thank you for coming to our Hill City Paranormal podcast. So we were talking about necrophonics and like apps. So I personally, necrophonics is the only one that I will use, and I use it with a grain of salt.
I just recently downloaded the one that she's talking about, which is Spirit Talker. I haven't got to use it yet, but I would like to try it out. And I think that, most of the time, like 98% of the time, like apps are not reliable. But there is that like 2% where it comes across just like,
oh, they got a power outage. She just sent me a message.
It comes across too on point to be accidental. Ooh, they got a power outage.
Mm-hmm.
This is our show now. We've captured it.
But yes, so they had a power outage. They'll be back in just a minute. So we're taking questions from the audience.
Yes, questions, concerns.
So give us some questions. What do we got? We're open books. We'll tell you just about anything.
I'm too open sometimes.
Yeah, same. Hostile takeover. Stevie, it was not a hostile takeover. I don't care what you said.
Yeah, it wasn't hostile.
Or was it? Was it planned? Dun, dun, dun. This might have been the plan all along.
So they could do worse.
Yeah. Let them know.
We're holding it down, okay?
We are. But I literally thought, like, in my mind, I was like, I bet they lost power. Like,
I was looking at you like,
what do? We just sit here and we talk.
Like, Mom, help.
Like, save me. I'm scared.
We need an adultier adult.
An adultier adult. Do you believe a portal could lead you to the other side that we can't see?
No.
I don't.
Lead you to the other side that we can't see. Like, I'm iffy on portals. Like, there's that one at the Lynchburg funeral home.
Yes.
That feels really weird. And I think that might be something.
I don't know, but Sam, like, we kind of experienced some kind of like portal thing a couple years ago.
Are you talking about Indiana?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there though. We just like literally lost 4 hours of our lives and couldn't get it back, and we're like stuck in a loop, like literally.
Yeah, it's really weird. So we went on a Vixen vacation a couple of years ago to Santa Claus, Indiana, to go to Holiday World together. And us while we're up there, we're like, well, let's do something paranormal. Let's try to find this bridge that's known to be haunted. So, man, we got some Wendy's, and then we got on the road. Welcome back, guys.
Guys, I am so sorry about that. I have no idea what went on. Thankfully, we have a generator, so that kicked back on.
We're holding it down over here.
Yeah, we were. We took care of it for y'all.
You guys are the
Y'all held it
bomb.
down.
I knew you would. I was like scrambling. I'm like, let me message them. Lord.
You're cool. You're cool. I was just telling them about the time that we got lost in like a time loop because somebody had mentioned portals.
Oh. I'm
But
catching
yeah,
up on comments. I'm catching up on comments. I think the
we
last
went.
thing that I said was like spirit using apps as like guides instead of anything. So like if I've got this scenario set up and the word purple comes, I may use that as a guiding question. Something like, was your favorite color purple? If so, can you touch the red light that's in the middle of the room? Or something like that. But I don't rely solely on Spirit Talker. Like if it comes across, purple, I'm not going to go, whoa, the ghost is wearing purple clothes. Like
Yeah.
that's not going to be like a response that I get out of there.
Mhm.
And then, as far as the whole man-made thing, I do agree with a lot of these being novelty apps. However, if you can utilize it in airplane mode, it is not using your mic or camera, then at that point, if you are getting intelligent responses, I feel like you can safely say that a spirit might be able to manipulate that. But,
Yeah.
if it is using your mic, if it is using your camera, just like Facebook, how many times have you Googled like shoes and all of a sudden you're scrolling Facebook and the shoe you were looking at is like all over Facebook? That's because
God.
that's Yes, that's because that's an app that goes through your mic and heard you verbally say, or even, getting deeper into that. Like, we've been sitting here and have like a verbal conversation about the Civil War. Like, we could be talking about history at a location prior to going. And all of a sudden, I get on Facebook on the way to the location, and my entire Facebook news feed is about the Civil War or something like that. Your phone's listening to you.
Mhm.
So if you have an app that's not utilizing your mic and not utilizing your camera, then it's safe to say that that's probably a more on the reliable side than, the latter. What do you think?
I mean, the phone apps that I use are on a dead cell phone. It's on a phone that doesn't have service, and and I put it in airplane mode as well. So we've gotten intelligent things happen with phone apps. I wasn't a believer of them until I tried them a few times in certain locations, and we're getting intelligent responses with questions being asked that I wouldn't talk about ever, or that it wouldn't know to answer that. So I wouldn't say that I solely rely on them, but it's a tool. I think that every piece of equipment we have are tools.
Yeah.
We don't rely on our tools. We rely on ourselves and our eyes and ears. However, the tools, in my opinion, I always say it makes us look. It leads us in the right direction during an investigation.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up on some of these comments here, but what is your guys' take really quick before I go to the comments? What is your guys' take on cell phone apps? Do you use them?
Yeah. But like I said earlier, like I'm like 98% of the time they're just I feel like it's very random, but then you get that 2% that's just too on point and too seemingly intelligent to what you're talking about to be like totally coincidental.
Right. It's like spot on, like for what you were doing
Yeah.
or where you're at. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. Let's see.
What else do y'all like using?
As far as equipment?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, or apps. Oh.
Well, either one, really. I mean, we're on a equipment apps segment of our podcast.
Don't mind that. It's just a ghost child. My own.
A ghost child.
A ghost child. You get those when you have me on a podcast. They go by me all the time.
True.
I
I just downloaded Spirit Talker. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. So I've tried Necrophonics and I don't like the sound just like you. It's kind of annoying.
It is.
And you can barely understand it half the time. I like the 360 too, like the periscopes.
I love the Periscope.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've
I
had some
love-
good interactions with those.
Oh yeah. That's something we don't talk about very much. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, I don't think we've had another team that enjoys using the Periscope.
Oh man, I love a Periscope. I had 2 of them.
I love telling like the spirits, hey, if you can like hear me, can you make it go back to a color? And then when you get that response, you're like, yes.
Or like have it like point to where they are, like, directionally, or yeah, I've had some really good experiences with the periscope.
Yeah, because you just can't explain that. Like now, there are a few things that I was able to debunk. Like I will not anymore wear Crocs on an investigation. Crocs, for some reason, will make a periscope go off.
It's because
probably you're generating
static electricity.
Yeah.
So, and I found it's only my Crocs. If I wear my Vans, I'm good. But the Crocs,
Yeah, it's a static.
Yeah, the rubber soles.
Over these comments, they said we had a hostile takeover when we went down.
There was a hostel. You're gonna go back and rewatch this later to the party you were like out on, and you're gonna see all the chaos.
Oh my God, the ghosts took over. Have you used Spirit communication app? Did you guys answer that while we were gone?
No, I have not.
I have not heard of that. Can you explain?
But thank you, Memphis. We'll try it.
And then they said, what if you plug your phone or tablet into a portal, then it's not picking up your microphone from the cell phone?
I haven't tried that. Actually, yeah, we have.
Have we?
We have, yeah.
When did we try that? And what happened? What were the results? I don't remember.
I think it wasn't loud enough, so we used the portal as kind of a speaker.
Oh, that's what, God, my mind is like not there. No, I'm like a portal. What? I'm thinking like a portal, like you open up a demonic portal.
No.
Okay. Yes, we have a portal. I loved it when we first got it. I do not love it now. I do not love it because it takes too much adjusting. I'm more of like a plug and play. I'm not one that has a whole lot of patience to sit there for an hour and try to figure out the exact like reverb to put on the portal and get it to work. That kind of like drives me insane. And it's bulky and it's just now when we do have it set and it's set properly, that's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It comes across clear as day. Like that is cool. So
y'all were the first team to bring up a periscope, though. I call it a static meter. But the one I have is a 360 periscope. I think that's the name of it, actually. One of the ones.
That's our old one.
Our old one. Yeah.
We got a new one because I broke that one.
Oh no, this one, may she rest in peace.
Pieces.
Is that the Paratronics? I think that's the name of them. One.
Paranologies.
Paranologies. Yeah, I've got that one.
Yep, that's the old one. We have a new version. It's not next to me though.
The short spikes on it.
Yeah, our new one is like that. The shorter spikes.
That way, it's less likely that I break it.
We have a shorter one and a longer one, and I think we pull out the shorter one on most like investigations where our whole team is there. If it's just like Sean and I, we'll pull out the longer one because we're less likely to break it. I feel like I'm going to be the one to break it.
And the longer one came from Boo's Paranormal. We shout them out, Ron Wood.
Stevie said they have that. I have a sweet box that scans white noise. I tend to believe more. And Chanel and Sam have seen the sweet box. Sweet box. I got to look that up. And then I love my tripwire. Sean loves his tripwire too. I'm kind of up in the air with the tripwire right now.
You got to be careful where you place.
Yeah. Like I noticed a lot of houses that have like basements that have power in the basement. If you're putting the tripwire on the floor, you get a lot of erratic readings that I can't pinpoint down.
We just got tripwires, and we tried them out not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And we still have to like I need to figure out how to like adjust them because I need to contact the gentleman that made them for us because I'm like, I'm doing something wrong here because this thing is just being obnoxious and it's too much. It really kind of overwhelmed like all of us. We're like, okay, we're putting these up for right now.
Yeah, some of them that are made by independent like makers and stuff like that have little like caveats that you need to figure I would definitely
True.
reach out because the tripwire is cool. When it goes off, it is cool.
Right.
I like the concept of using it maybe on like a set of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have a large room, like we investigated a brewery. And so we had like a whole big long room. And I feel like that, was effective in a location like that. But,
Yeah, for sure.
Sit in the living room, go into a kitchen.
we did.
Yeah.
Ronnie Anderson, Bedford Paranormal. Hello. Hello. Stevie. Agreed. I had a spirit walk from one end to the other and light up a specific number. I asked them to light up. Now that's cool, Stevie.
Yeah.
Please tell me
That's
you
gold
have that
right
on
there.
video. I'd love to see that. That's
Send us
awesome.
that video clip if you have it. I'd love to see
I mean,
it.
even if you don't, I still think that's cool. But
That is cool. I just want to see it because I think it's cool.
yeah,
I like looking at other people's evidence. I look at people's evidence and it inspires me. You have some people who will sit there and look at people's evidence and be like, that's fake. That was one of their team members. That I'm the guy that looks at people's evidence and like, maybe I need to try it that way.
Yeah.
Or, it lets me know what I'm doing wrong, possibly.
Stevie said, unfortunately, I don't. But Stevie, that's okay because either way, I think that's cool. I think that's super cool when spirits are able to like manipulate.
Going back
that
to what
way.
Stevie said, why is it the best evidence you get? Sometimes you don't happen to get it on camera.
Oh, that's the way it goes.
Or is that y'all too?
I don't know. I really like the evidence that we got when we set the periscope in front of that door at that jail in Mississippi. And then I asked it, is it because of what's behind that door? And it whirled around and pointed directly at that door.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh wow!
See,
Yeah, we have that in video. Yeah, it's up.
Some of my best evidence. I mean, I've got some great stuff on camera. Don't get me wrong, but some of my best evidence, it was either when I was setting stuff up, or didn't have my camera on me at the time, or going into an investigation with the attitude of, ain't nothing going to really happen here. Let's just try and set up and see what happens. Next thing you know, the best things will happen, and I didn't have my camera on.
yeah, it happens. There's a meme circulating with SpongeBob right now that it said ghosts when the camera's on him and he's walking real proper. And then it says ghosts when the camera's off and he's like got a pot and pan and he's like dinging it. I was like, that is so true.
Yeah.
D Down said, what's been your most interesting or strange connection?
Can you elaborate on the word connection? That's throwing me off.
D Downs, if you're still on here, can you elaborate on connection?
She's probably saying an experience.
Okay, we can go with experience.
If not, D Downs, correct me, but I think that's what she's talking about.
So what's been your most interesting or strange experience?
I think my most interesting actually happened last October. It was me and Rachel and Raina. We were investigating the jail we'll be at again this weekend. And we were using the spirit box and we got like a name come through and we were getting like these answers. And so then we went and like literally Raina started like Googling the history of like Franklin, Kentucky and like that jail. And we found like, because we got words like murder, we got the name Mary, we got like all these different things. And then we found an article that there was a gentleman who was actually jailed there because he was charged with murdering his neighbor. And like his wife's name was Mary. And they brought her to the jail so he could say goodbye to her. Like, that was one of like the coolest experiences because to have like the history back up and we had no clue, about this entire situation and like what had happened. And like, we were talking to Billy about it and like, we instantly start looking up and we're looking at they have everything still cataloged out, like a card catalog from like a library from back in the day. And so like we found like the gentleman's name and I have like all of the papers actually right here because Billy had printed everything out related to this article. So that's one of my coolest experiences.
That was an old-timey newspaper article?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was pretty awesome.
That's cool. What about you, Sam?
For me, it's gonna be. You remember that time at Octagon, Chanel?
Which one of the 400?
Okay, so we were at Octagon Hall in Franklin, Kentucky, and it was like one of the first times I think we were there together. And it was like 4 a.m., between 3 and 4 a.m., pretty late. And we were sitting at base and we're just watching the cameras. We were tired.
Oh,
And I was like, I think I need to go do an EVP. I just feel like I
And I'm
need to
like,
go do an
yes.
EVP in the dining room. So she's like, all right, go do you. So I grabbed the stuff and I was walking into the dining room and I kind of stopped in the doorway and I looked at the table and they had these like little flameless candles on like a silver platter that you have to pick up and like turn on, right? Flip the switch. And they're sitting there and they're on. And I'm like, have these been on the whole time?
Excuse me.
So our cameras that we had trained didn't pick it up, but Octagon Hall's cameras were right on top of it. So they were able to clip that evidence from the time that I had felt it and actually got them turning on by themselves.
Awesome.
Wow.
So
That's
that's
cool.
why I say like your body plays such a huge part in like your intuition and things that go on.
See, and that just goes to show that, like, and we've had this conversation now for the past couple days, that spirits can manipulate anything they want to manipulate.
Really?
You know, we had an experience on Saturday where within 15 minutes of being in a location, not one but two laser grids died completely, batteries dead. We could not, like, we walked over, clicked the button, like would not turn on, pulled the batteries, put it back in, would not turn on. And something told me, I just got this like overwhelming feeling that an entity had like stepped into the room almost, which we know this entity very well. This is at a location that we've been to, like you said, which of the 400 times that we've been there, like, that's how I feel. You kind of like know your entities, right? So something told me to ask the question, you know, Bob, if you're here, can you cut that green light on for me? And damned if that laser grid didn't cut on and go back off. And I was like, I'm sold. And I told Sean, I said, you know, I'm probably one of the most skeptical investigators that I know. And if I was a skeptic, I'm not anymore after that experience, because it's like, we know for a fact that battery was dead.
And it happened several times throughout the
Yeah,
night.
this went on for like an
It
hour.
would be off until we asked it to turn it on, and then it cut it on.
So, you know,
when you get those responses, like those intelligent responses, that there's no other explanation.
well, you know, it was late. It was late that night, and I was kind of like leaned over. So this was in a church, like a chapel, and I was like leaned over the pew in front of me like this. And when it happened, I just couldn't help but to smile, like almost like I told y'all so that Bob was here, because Bob's my buddy in that chapel. So, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm smiling. And then I got to thinking about it later. We had somebody that approached us and said that they thought that an evidence video that we posted was fake because of our reactions. And I had to laugh to myself in the middle of Saturday night, because I'm like, this happened and this is something I should have jumped up and down for, but I didn't, because it was 2:30 in the morning. I was more smirking like, yep, Bob's here. Like, and I know he's here. And it was more of like a big-headed moment for me, because I'm like, I told y'all Bob hangs out over here, you know? But I laughed because I'm like, not every response you get, like, I'm sure when the candles clicked on, did you start screaming and jump up and down and, you know, clap and have like a huge thing? No, but it happens, and it was caught on camera, you know? So reactions are not always... not always a reason for an assumption that somebody's faking evidence. What else?
I think everybody expects you, like when you catch evidence, to just, you know, go all Frack Maggins.
Oh yeah.
On
Yeah.
things. And it's just like that's not how real people react. That's TV.
Yeah,
Exactly. And TV ruined it for paranormal investigators, I think, in a lot of senses.
It helped and ruined it at the same time.
That's true.
In my opinion. I'm not a big fan of the TV shows. However, with the TV shows, and that's another question I was going to ask you guys, how you feel about the TV shows, but I'll start. I'm not a fan of them, just because I watch them and realize that is not how this goes when we do it. But
there's a couple of them where I've seen things that have been like cool, but predominantly I just watch them to match locations.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of the indie YouTubers for that.
Mhm.
Like I'm like, okay, where are you at? Like I'll look up like on YouTube like Virginia Paranormal or Paranormal in Virginia or something like that. And then all the indie YouTubers will come up in Virginia and then I'll be like, oh, where's that location? Let me Google it. Let me see if I can go there. Memphis Ghost
I
Hunters,
watch
and I am the TV. Stevie said I watch for locations. Oh my God, we're all guilty right now. We all just got busted live. We steal locations from you guys. Stop.
We do.
Don't stop. That's funny.
Yeah, the TV shows I think hurt and help the paranormal, and the reason why it helps though is because with it being on TV and everybody's curious and interested in it, it opened up the door for people to talk about it more, for people to accept it.
I agree.
You got to think, years ago, you better not mention that you're into paranormal stuff. People think you're crazy.
You be a witch. Run.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we first got into it and we talked about paranormal investigating, people were like, y'all are crazy, or y'all ain't no such thing as ghost, or
We're only slightly crazy. A little bit.
I think you have to be slightly crazy to be a paranormal investigator.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you think about it, we're literally talking to the air or to a wall or a chair or something like that for hours upon hours sometimes.
Yeah.
With no response.
I go crazy reviewing evidence.
Yes, Lord.
You're staring at a wall like forever. Like
we haven't done it in a while, but we used to have like little evidence viewings where we would get together and just roast the crap out of each other on camera.
Yeah.
That's great.
We need to do that again. We need to bring that back.
We do need to do that again.
You always catch awesome stuff. Like I was reviewing evidence one time and I don't know what possessed him. Like, did you not see the camera right there? But he was breakdancing. So like I put the video on our TikTok, like I put like an old like rap to it because he was like pop locking in front of the camera. And he didn't even see. I asked him, I was like, "Did you know the camera was there?" He's like, "I didn't even see it."
I was tired.
That's fun.
Hey, if you can't have fun, you shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
I agree. That
and like so many people take it so serious. I'm like, just calm down. It's not that serious, bro.
Yeah.
Bingo. I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. I love to crack jokes. And you always hear me in all of our evidence just talking shit like all night long. I'm just there. And if you can't, I don't think anybody on our team takes it too seriously.
No.
I don't think we have anybody on our team. I think they're used to my shenanigans by now. I know they're used to yours.
Oh yeah, I get on everybody's nerves.
Yes, they're used to yours. His stepdaughter is on our team. She's about to be 16.
My stepdaughter?
I mean, my stepdaughter, your daughter, is on our team. And she's always roasting her dad. Her dad's always roasting her. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious. So, but I have investigated with some teams that are real. Like I want to pull their panties out of their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just calm down. We're going to be here all night. It's okay.
Do y'all ever deal with paradrama?
Huh?
Bingo.
Do y'all ever deal with paradrama? This is a new thing.
We have on occasion. So we have to keep your mouth closed for a reason. I think that's one of the things about this field that really I could do without. Yeah, you just keep drinking your drink. I got you. I mean, we've been called out for like no reason because like we got called out because we're all female. We got called sexist one time. We got
called out because we don't do home.
Because we don't do residentials. That was a big ordeal last year, actually. Like they used our whole government name and everything, like tagged us and shit. And we're like, bro, we don't even know you.
They don't even know us. Like,
no, because we do residentials, yeah, and then or we don't do residentials. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's been a couple of things, but that's one thing that I could do without in the field. Like I feel like we're mostly all adults here. Like, can we act like adults?
You would think.
I can't say I don't blame you for doing residentials, but why don't you do them? Just curious.
Because we've had some creepy men try to get us alone.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, but that's probably the biggest thing. The other thing is that so when we get like when I have somebody call like our Vixen phone number and they're like, oh, I have activity. And I talk to them, like 98% of them is untreated mental like diagnoses or recent trauma. Like go get your mental health handled and call me back.
Which she can diagnose that.
Yeah. Oh, Ronnie, no, we don't have the drama amongst our team. No, it's the other people in the field that we've had issues with.
Yeah,
You said you can diagnose mental health?
Yes.
If you don't mind, what do you do?
I'm actually currently I'm a supervisor of a social work program.
I love it. He works in the mental health field too. Well, I guess I technically do too because I live here. But yeah, we work in the mental health. So thank you for that. I think there's not enough mental health in America.
Yeah, there's not. But we do what we do as we can. We help as many people as we can. So
Ronnie's
is like another
liability.
Right. That's another reason also. It is a liability, especially when you have like, you're going into people's houses. You're first off putting yourself in their space with their energy and their bullshit. But like if you like accidentally break a TV or something, you got to replace that. And if you don't have insurance, you got to pay for that out of pocket or you're getting sued.
Right.
So
yeah, that's one thing that we do. We only will do private cases for people that we know. Like, I mean, straight up, like we've had, family members reach out. That's cool.
Yeah, no, that's totally different.
Yeah, let's do that. But I'm with you on that. Like, it really is a liability. Yeah. If we became like a big where I could completely, replace income with paranormal investigating, maybe I'll get insurance and then we can go over there. But right now it's about more so the research and the historical factor for us.
Yeah. And even for even us, like being insured, like for me, like let's say that I go into a residential and it turns out that it is a mental health thing that can actually affect like my day job. Like, cause I have licensure and things that go along with that. So, or like credentialing. And so it's like, oh, really? No, you tell me you got anything going on. Nope. Go get that handled first.
Right. And nowadays, man, you don't know who's on what.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you don't. Oh, Sam, you remember that early on in Clarksville?
Was he high as hell? I'm telling you.
We want to hear the story now.
Yeah.
We see the facial expressions. We got to hear the story now.
Fucking fat case. Oh, sorry. I dropped a hard F.
You don't have to apologize for cursing. You haven't heard me speak on a normal thing.
I have no filter. This is why I don't do these things typically.
Well, ours is an open.
Ours is an open floor, and we don't fucking.
You might hear any cuss word from here. I might even create one or two here.
I froze again. Why? Why am I frozen?
You're not frozen to me.
Yeah,
cool. Maybe it was just mine for a second.
All right, now you're not frozen anymore.
So dude was fucking batshit. What happened?
Go ahead, Chanel. You're more versed in this than I am.
But you were there like a lot.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
Jack said he's the most hated paranormal investigator in the United States. I don't really think you are. I think we all know who the most hated on is.
Yeah, Zach Baggins got you beat, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't mean to take that title away, but I mean, we've been doing podcasts now quite a while, and everybody hates Zach Baggins.
Across the board.
Like everybody hates Chris.
I don't think anybody's ever said they like him.
He said Zach Baggins ain't got shit on him. All right. We got to meet you. Find out. I know him personally. You know what? I'm going to say this because it's my podcast and I don't care. I bet $20 that Zach Baggins is a bitch in real life. Like, I really do. And now he's being funny. I love Zach.
Why you call the man a bitch?
I just feel like I feel like he's a big softy. I can call him a bitch.
No.
I feel like if you were to confront him in public, he would be like, I'm so sorry.
Well, he never goes to be a badass.
Yes, he does against all these demons.
He gets possessed every episode.
Which is what that family that we had went to investigate, which was actually It started off as a
Man.
commercial building, and then we went to their home.
Yeah.
But they thought they had demons. They had demons, all right, just not of the spiritual variety.
Oh.
Mm-mm. No,
Maybe
more of the
smoky
meth
demons?
variety. Yeah, the smokable kind.
Oh, shit. Ronnie said Zach's a douche and he walks around with a bodyguard a lot of the time. That doesn't surprise me. Ronnie says he knows him well.
But after investigating the home, we had stumbled across, should I say it?
Drugs?
Yeah, say it.
Suboxone and some other things. So it was very strongly a mental and
substance-induced psychosis.
Yes, thank
is what
you.
we call that.
The word.
Yeah, I got you.
That's what meth does. I mean, they probably hadn't slept for like a week.
Yeah.
You know, and then you start seeing shit. So yeah, that's, I mean, in a nutshell though, Ronnie said it best, like it really is a liability. Cause thank God that you got.
Oh, now we're freezing.
Oh,
Are
I wonder if
It's like a mixtape.
I wonder if
Stop.
they're like losing power again,
Like
or if their generators.
that
It might be.
had you stumbled
Like slow motion. Are you gonna text her?
I might. Yeah, actually, hold on. Pause, please. We might go back to the comments.
Any more questions?
Yeah, any more questions? We're here for them. We're gonna do just like we did. Yep, we lost him again. Where did my message?
This is our second hostile takeover of the night.
Oh, there. Hold on, I'm messaging her. There they are. Okay, perfect.
Welcome back.
Hey, I didn't even get done typing and they came back.
I don't even know what's going on with our internet. We've got a whole power outage over here, and I thought the internet was getting ready to, or the power was about to cut back on. So I thought it was like a glitch, my generator going off and power coming back on. But now I just plugged into my hotspot on my phone. I'm like, whatever. All right. So before we wrap this up, we got a couple questions. Ronnie said, where are you guys located? He missed the beginning of the podcast.
Collectively, Nashville, Tennessee.
I was talking over you. Ronnie, you'll love this. Nashville, Tennessee. Ronnie plays guitar.
Oh, nice.
Memphis Ghost Hunters. What is your favorite food and music before investigating? Ooh, good question.
Mexican.
I saw the Ghost Child.
Mexican.
Yeah, one of them. There's three.
As for favorite music, just ask Chanel about her last car trip with me.
So Samantha has radio ADHD. So if you want to hear anything from old school R&B, rap, hardcore, heavy metal, musicals, country, you're going to get it on a road trip with her.
Oh, then we need to go on a road trip because this sounds like my car.
Yeah.
And I won't DJ the whole song either. I'll be like, all right, next.
Yep. 37 seconds in,
familiar.
she's heard enough and she's done. What's the new one?
We must be related.
This sounds so familiar.
You might get the first verse and a chorus.
What's wrong with the
Oh,
Backstreet
no,
Boys?
there was Backstreet Boys. I think there was Backstreet Boys, Sam, when we were.
Yes, there's nothing that I don't think I didn't play on our last trip.
Bedford Paranormal said they're going to be in Tennessee at Old Scott County Jail.
Nice.
Chanel said she loves her some jails.
Old
I
Scott
love
County
Scott
Jail is
County.
amazing. You will love it. And they have a cat.
Yes.
Not the ghost cat, the infamous ghost cat. That's awesome. Well, do you guys have any questions for us? I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties. Normally it's not
You're fine.
that.
Hey, You're holding it down with a power outage, so props to you.
Thank God for a generator.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the investment. Now I do. Because I think since we've gotten it, our power's gone out like 3 times.
Dang.
And I'm like, what the heck? We're like in the bottom. And so it's like if anything is going on, if it drizzles, we're losing power. But anyway, do you guys have any questions for us?
Yeah, because I'm kind of dumb. Where are you guys located again?
We're in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Lynchburg, Virginia. Okay.
Yes. We're in
We're
Lynchburg,
gonna have
Virginia.
to like meet in the middle and like collab on something.
Come on, let's go. We
All right,
are
we're gonna bring the Bluetooth speaker and we're gonna jam before we have our session.
hey, I'm with it with the Mexican food. I'm down.
Okay,
That's
and
one of my favorite.
We can sprinkle some karaoke in, make it a real fun time.
Got you.
I love some karaoke.
I got a whole PA system. We can bust it out. And I've got a 100-inch projector.
I have an extra mic. So you bring the PA, I'll bring my microphone. We got this.
We're gonna do it.
Sounds like a good time.
Memphis Ghost Hunters. Do we dabble with the Ouija board? We get this question quite a bit. I have a planchette tattoo. So does Sean. This is prop. I love a Ouija board. I do not bust one out on an investigation.
She got one too.
Wait, I can't see. No.
Oh, that's around my arm. I have it too.
I like that.
I think we go. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah. Memphis Ghost Hunters. Sean. Now he's speaking chitlins, fatback, black-eyed peas, and cornbread.
You speaking my language now.
So you can't
kind of see it. I think.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
We all three got matching tattoos here.
See, karaoke and Mexican food and matching tattoos. We were called together. And Chanel's coming with the mental health. So if we go crazy, I'm safe. I'm good.
There you go. Or I might make it worse. Whatever.
Hey, you know what? You can't.
I'm just warning y'all, though. I fart a lot on investigations.
Lord.
I do.
I'm done with this.
Hey, I'm just being honest. I'm just letting you know. We can collab. I would love to collab with y'all.
Sam says she gonna fart
but I'm telling you. I'm just warning you. And then
I don't care.
I don't. You know what?
I'm married. I don't have anybody to impress.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. You know what? Be unapologetically you. That is my advice for everybody who's tuned in and everybody that's on this podcast.
Right.
Be unapologetically you.
Absolutely.
I love it. But where can everybody find you? Where are you? Are you on Facebook, TikTok? Where are you at?
Everywhere.
We are elite. Yep, everywhere. If you just Google Elite Vixen Paranormal, we're going to come up. Facebook, Elite Vixen Paranormal, Instagram, Elite Vixen Paranormal, TikTok. The only one that we're slightly different is Twitter or X. And it's Elite Vixen Para 1. I didn't do that. Twitter did it. But other than that,
our TikTok is the best though.
Now you guys are going to call me out live. I follow almost everybody on TikTok, and now I need to make sure I follow you on TikTok. Yeah. I think I do, though, but I'm going to double check. If not, you will get a follow right now.
Sure.
Because I am a TikTok queen.
We're friends. Hill City Ghosts. Is that y'all?
That's me.
Yeah,
that's
we're friends.
Me. Yeah.
Already on it.
Yeah, you'll have to go on there while you're right there. Find the video. It's a black and white video.
Oh my God.
Of Sean breakdancing. You will die.
Is it the one that's loading?
Nope. It's down. Let me see. It says Cotton 4K.
It's really not worth looking at.
Oh, it's so worth it.
I believe it is.
It is Cotton 4K.
You can put your phone down. It's all right.
I love it.
So what you're saying is you want me to play it for everybody to watch? I might have to turn on my green screen for that.
We're gonna break dance and do karaoke, and it's gonna be the best investigation ever.
Sam, I look forward to that because you know what? I think you guys would be the bomb on an investigation. It really is. Paranormal investigating people really is about having fun. If you cannot have fun doing what you love, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Our best evidence.
He's still in here. He'll tell you. He's investigated with us.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Farting, Mexican food, karaoke, breakdancing.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good time to me.
Our best evidence we've caught was us having fun.
Yeah, it is.
Whenever we're serious, I feel like nothing really happens. When we start goofing off and having fun, that's when things start happening.
It is.
Memphis said they're coming to Virginia with.
Come on with it. We welcome everybody to Virginia.
Bring some of that food you were talking about with you too.
I'm just saying, I haven't really decided what to do with my birthday yet.
When's your birthday? October, I believe.
We have the perfect location.
I believe I have an open month in October.
We have the perfect location.
Nothing.
We actually host public.
You see those weekends? Those are all over here on the other side, empty.
We have
my birthday is the 19th.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Either way, we travel. Like you said, we can meet in the middle. We love traveling. We love a good road trip.
Yes.
Maybe we'll find that Gatlinburg cabin.
Oh, we need to. Yes.
That would be cool. Everybody pitch in.
I'll take a trip to Gatlinburg.
Let's do it.
Down.
Ladies, I really appreciate you guys joining us, sticking it out through all of the technical difficulties. For those that are still tuned in, there's a couple of you. You can follow them. Just Google Elite Vixen Paranormal. Don't call them with any personal cases because they are not taking your home cases. But there are other people that will. I don't know where they're at. Can't tell you where to direct them, but look up maybe on Google.
Yeah.
Add?
Done.
Awesome. Well, guys, you have a wonderful night. I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
Again, we're Hill City Paranormal, and we had Elite Vixen Paranormal on our show. I hope everybody has a wonderful night.